Well, good morning, Rotary District 7770. Welcome to Conversations with Rotary Action People for Monday, March 1st. Folks, 2 months of the year are gone already. Can you believe it? The weather has turned. Bob Gross even has his shorts on today, so we know the weather has turned. Looky there. All right. My name is Donald Hovis. I'm your CWRAP host from the Chicora Rotary Club in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. And also joining us from Myrtle Beach today, our District Governor, Pauline Levesque, to talk about Make Your Mark. Good morning, Pauline.
Morning, Donald. Glad to be here. I'd like to just start without taking Make Your Mark. It's something new that we did in the district this year. As you know, Rotary isn't canceled. It's just different. And it's different in this way that we instituted this series right after the first of the year, because many clubs are in different stages of meeting, even today still. Different folks doing hybrid meetings, doing Zoom only, and meeting in person only. So we're in different stages. And after the long holiday break and all the high numbers with the COVID, I really felt like we needed to refocus our year. So we started off in a different format, trying to stay connected to what our traditional club programs were and our different projects, who some were able to take place and some weren't. And I just felt January was a good year to refocus and make your mark, meaning this is for the presidents, it's for the leaders of our district, and also our assistant governors who work alongside our clubs, and also the presidents. It's a president's roundtable where they get to come. And for the first part of the meeting, we really just want to hear what's working for them. What challenges do they have? What successes do they have? Where in the meeting formats are they now? And how can the district better support them? And so that's been very interesting. A lot of good sharing ideas, as with anything, best practices makes us better. We're continually improving, and that's definitely what Rotarians like to do, right? They like to build on what they've got, make it better, always doing more to serve others and to their club members. So this roundtable series was in January, February, and tomorrow night is the last scheduled one in the series. It's a different way of looking at what we're doing or getting ready to retool when we finish with the COVID. How do we get back into what we had before? And that may look different too. So the presidents can learn together at this, how they might want to support our members within their clubs, our districts, and our ongoing commitments with Rotary International as our corporate sponsor. So the entire series is designed to assist the presidents to be successful on the second half of the year. 2020-21 is the Rotary year. For those that you don't know, we start July 1 and we end June 30th. So we ask them to bring any ideas that they have, the president's meeting, to contribute to this roundtable where they share. And nearing the end of the meeting, we do go back to providing some direction on things that are happening in March. Can anyone on the call tell me what the theme is for the month of March for the Rotary year?
Water and sanitation.
I'm sorry.
Water and sanitation?
Water and sanitation. So the other thing folks might not know is that Rotarians and clubs focus on a different area throughout the year, and water and sanitation is one of our big ones. So we'll definitely be talking about that this evening, and how we might put a focus on that. So we had that big disaster, weather disaster in Texas. There's still a need for water there, clean water. We think about places that don't have clean water that we've partnered with before, and they've been abroad, right? In places where they have to walk to a river, maybe take them 6 hours in one day just to bring back 2 buckets of water. but Texas right now is struggling with that. So some clubs are going to maybe focus on doing a little something with Texas on the water project, but so that's some ideas we may talk about tonight. But the whole goal was to also be a motivator for ourselves as leaders, and to our club presidents, as they may also keep everyone motivated during this it's just different year, right? So we also had a Make Your Mark Governor's Challenge Award. And one of the things that they were required to do to earn this award is there were different criteria, and they had to complete 3 in the first criteria as a president, attend minimum of 2 or of the 3 sessions that we had for Make Your Mark President's Roundtable, submit 1 idea to the DG, myself, for the roundtable discussion, and I've had a couple of folks complete that already. And if any presidents are listening, it's not too late to send in your ideas for us to talk about. Share 1 question, idea, example, or thoughts during our Zoom session. So if they're coming, participate, right? Be a part of the discussion, share your ideas, share what's good. It's not boasting, it's just helping everyone to learn what's successful, right? And what keeps our members engaged. Invite the president-elect and or the president nominee to attend 1 session. So each club has a hierarchy of the president's line. And so the current presidents now can invite their next year, their predecessor for next year, and also the succession of the next 2 years, to invite someone to attend. And what's the benefit of that? Gets to see what ideas are being shared, and also maybe something they may want to incorporate in the year that they are president. We asked them to post or add to the newsletter or club announcements about their participation in the series. So as you know, Facebook is one way to do that. Snapchat others in their newsletter for their club that they are participating in the Make Your Mark series. And that would be one item that they could qualify, because public image is something that Rotarians still are not good at. Right. We do such good things. We're always active, but we feel we neglect to do it. We don't do it for the attention. So therefore, sometimes we just don't think about posting it. We're doing it because we're serving. But it is nice to have your club members know, friends and family know that you're working towards this award, Make Your Mark. And the other would be to implement 2 focus goals in their own year. So each session, for instance, Mary Gask, who's on the line, is the public image chair, and she offered some suggestions. And I know a couple of clubs have done that, taken her up on her idea for public image in their club. So that's something else they can do to complete. They can showcase one of the implemented strategies in the district newsletter. So for instance, if the club that, let's say for public image, there was a recommendation on some new awards that could be given to highlight and focus public servants in their community. And so if that club decided to do that, they would just simply take a picture, write a little 4 or 5 sentences on what they did and put it in the district newsletter, something to that effect. Or if they implemented a new type of meeting, in other words, they were meeting only by Zoom, but they attempted to do a hybrid meeting. That's something that they would put in the newsletter, that they successfully had their first hybrid meeting, which means in person and virtual at the same time. And the other would be to involve a district chair or an assistant governor in one of their focus goal activities, either as a speaker, a participant, or an attendee at one of their focus area programs that they put on. And then fill out a minimum of 1 survey after the session. So we'll that's their attempt. So now district leaders and assistant governors, they're so key in our district, and people don't realize that they actually follow up Our district is large, as you know. We have 77 clubs and close to 3,600 members, and it's a lot to assist those and be supportive. And so that's the role of these folks, the district leadership team and the assistant governors, and they're being asked to complete 3 of the items, and one, again, attend 2 or 3 of the sessions. They needed to submit one idea or one topic to myself for the roundtable discussion, which most have. Create at least one focus, an engage or take action goal to present at the roundtable session as well. The district chair is then invited to bring in others that may be on their committee. So most of our committees are not committees of one. That's not the way we grow leadership. So just encourage them to bring one of their committee members to the Make Your Mark sessions so that they may learn more and talk with the presidents and get a feel for how that works. Assistant governors were asked to follow up with one email during their sessions to see if they could help or encourage attendance for presidents who perhaps couldn't make it. Again, they were asked to post or add to our newsletter and club announcements as they're participating and supporting the club efforts and their president's efforts on Make Your Mark. And the district chairs or the assistant governor would participate in one of the focus goal activities, again, either as a speaker or participant. So you can see there's some similarities, right? Asking presidents to include our district chairs and our assistant governors in their projects. So both of them have an opportunity to earn that goal by working together. Fill out a minimum of the survey again and acknowledge presidents' participation in the Make Your Mark series when they visit the clubs. That's another thing that assistant governors do. Quarterly, they'll make a visit to the club, and we ask them to announce that the president is participating in the Make the Mark series. And then lastly, provide feedback to the district governor on sessions. And I say the good, the bad, or the ugly. We need to know it, right? So we can continue to improve and be helpful to the presidents. So that's the highlights of the program. I don't know if anyone has any questions about it. I think Bob Gross has been attending. He's our district governor nominee. I know he's I'm pretty sure he's on track to win this Make Your Mark award. I've seen him at most of the 3 sessions, and he's offered input. So I think he's on his way, aren't you, Bob? All right. So, and we have Huffs on the line on the Zoom call. She's an incoming assistant governor. So maybe you might want to come tomorrow night. The link is on the district database. Under Make Your Mark for that program, and that might be something that I'll send it out to the others that are new assistant governors this year, just so to get a feel for what your year may look like from the presidents themselves, right? So, yes.
May I ask you? So, will this continue for the upcoming year, or is it just something that you were doing during your year as governor?
All right, so actually it is something that I did this year because of the situation of our clubs and everything else. I have a good feeling about next year so that things can go back to our trainings and support where we can count on if we plan something, it happens. Perfect example is my district conference. So every district governor has a conference at the end of their year, celebrating all the successes, right? I'm going to give these awards out to folks. And that's always done in person. And we also include some training during that time. Unfortunately, we're still not in a good enough place that we feel confident that we should be gathering 500 people together for a district conference. So again, we've got to adjust. But I feel by the time the new year, Rotary year starts, you all can pretty much count on whatever you plan can happen. So this may not be needed. Yeah. But I'm sure if it is, I'm sure our president-elect Paul will be on top of it until he may create something entirely new. I really don't think this will be a problem next year. but don't hold it against me if it doesn't work out. Okay. Any other questions?
Pauline, if someone would, like in Huff's case, or anybody that possibly wanted to hear what was talked at the other two sessions, those were recorded and posted where?
Thank you, Donald. They're posted on our district YouTube channel. And those programs are there. So if you wanted to catch up, or if you're a president, assistant governor, or district chair, you could go there and watch it and submit that with your application that you did complete one of those. So yes, thanks, Donald, for bringing that up. That's why all of us aren't great at public image. That's something I should have mentioned right from the get-go.
And I would say, to go along with Huff's question, to get all the presidents together, president-elects, whoever on these calls, I would love to see this continue. There are not many opportunities outside of conferences or trainings that you can get everybody together like this. So I would love to see it continue in some form or fashion going forward.
Okay, well, we can recommend it. I'm sure it's not an issue. It's pretty much set up, and I think you could pick it up, and it's what is the second half of the year. So we'll see. I think part of it, the other reason I felt it was important is, every governor makes their visit during their year. And I think I will be the only governor who did everything virtually. So I guess that's an accomplishment, right? I give myself an award. But that's really when I wanted to, and Bob's nodding his head, because I feel like we all are people. We love people. We're people of action. We want to be together. I know I was so looking forward to meeting all the different members in the club when I visited. And so I felt too, this was another way to stay connected with the presidents. And who knows, I might make the rounds next year. Watch out, I might come around. But yeah, that's definitely been a challenge. And so this Make Your Mark program helped us to, once all my visits were made via Zoom, at one point, I stopped counting, but I was at 219 Zoom meetings from July 1st until December, maybe more. And so that's why I think it's so important too that Mary, Donald, and Terry did continue with the CWRAP session too. There's still folks that are not getting to meetings or are not connected. But it also, I feel like it got us through a tough period of not seeing people. I mean, yeah, we're in the little squares, just like the Brady Bunch, but it was better than no contact at all, right? Seeing familiar faces. I've met so many people via Zoom too. Not as many as I would have in person, but it's still been a great experience. So I hear what you're saying, and maybe that's something Paul might think about, or Bob, So I'm not going to give away who's in the running at the moment. I'll have to wait till the district conference to have that. And we have another planning meeting about that this evening. And it is going to be, I called it, it's a virtual life, and it is. It's definitely been that. It's been a virtual life for all of us this year. So I think that's one way Family of Rotary has come together in our little Brady Bunch format. So many parallels to it's a virtual life and the year of Rotary this year that I'll be focusing on at the conference. So any other questions? Doesn't have to be about Make Your Mark. This is just one program. Next week we'll have the Rotary Ready. Tomorrow and Wednesday we have our Myrtle Beach first time mass vaccine drive. So in 2 days, 5,000 vaccines. But as I noted before, and you'll see with this new announcement, we will definitely need every single volunteer we have and more, probably by the 3rd week and 4th week in March, when all these vaccines are coming and hitting us all at one time. And so many, and the floodgates really are open as to who can get it. So,
Pauline, did you get enough volunteers from Myrtle Beach?
I did. I'm lacking a few more, but only because it's I think expanded. It's a large venue to manage. So what's exciting about it, this is our third pilot program, and each one's been different, right? So one's been outdoors, totally outdoors, our first one. And how the model works is you get you work the first vaccine, then you work automatically the second vaccine. So everyone's trained for those two, and they're 21 days apart. So, there's time to recoup. And so the first time was all outdoors. Yeah. And rained both times, totally outdoors, but it was successful. The second one was in Florence, and Mary worked that one. It was indoor and outdoor. Now try to picture that. Still in their cars, right? So they drove into the Florence Convention Center, literally through the driveway into the convention center with the bleachers and everything all around, and kind of like a toll booth setting. So picture, 3 cars, one behind each other, with medical staff giving the vaccines, and then they just drive back out. So convenient for folks. I have to say, at first I was wondering, how is this going to work? But it's so great because the folks, especially the first wave, 70 and older, 65 and older, still captured. So a lot of folks, elderly in the vehicles, not having to juggle and try to get out and get their wheelchair out and get to be vaccinated. They were vaccinated in a way that they were in their vehicle with either family, whoever was bringing them, and that worked out well. A matter of taking some information, getting the needle, driving out, sitting in the waiting area. There is a waiting area, 15 minutes minimum, to make sure no anything's happened with the vaccine. And I don't know of any cases. We didn't have one at any of our sites. So, and then they drive off. And so this one I'm going to learn more about. So I'm excited to learn how they will handle this. And but I do know that all of our partners so far, in the next 2 weeks will have weekly, maybe daily, vaccine distributions for the next 5 to 6 months. So we need all of our volunteers. They're not being used yet, but we're using this time to train and learn about the different ways that we can support. We're typically support. We don't do anything with clinical. We may assist them, like getting their bandages ready and the cotton and anything that's not medical is we assist, and that helps them along too. But mostly
any thoughts on
Yeah.
when you're coming to Columbia?
No, I'm not. And I'm not sure why. I think we need to, there's that line that crosses between upstate and our district. So there's 2 districts, right? And so upstate has different medical, I want to call like connections. So some of the upstate has a hospital network from North Carolina, part of it, right? And then mid-state and has a different primary hospital premise that delivers a vaccine. And then there's all the local hospitals throughout that are individual. And so it depends on, I'm sure they'll all be active once all this vaccine comes. I think that's the holdup. You don't see a lot of activity because there's just a limited amount. And we're still in that 1A. I think we went to 1. I think we're all still in the 1A. I don't think it went to B yet. But I think when it comes, it's going to go from BC, everybody. That's how it's going to go. 1 BC, 2, 3, 4, 5. I mean, whatever other folks that can be vaccinated. I think it'll go that it won't take that. It'll be open. I don't know if it'll all happen within the time frame. So I think maybe 6 months may be needed, but I'm not sure. I'm just a support person and an observer, so I don't know. But I think that's why, Mary, that whole area is in that mid-state range is not been as active. More people, number one, and less vaccine. So it's problem number 2. So you'd have to bring a medical expert in or someone from the American Hospital Association or something like that to talk about how that all works. But I think folks are getting a daily dose of how the vaccines work, the status of it, you know, but we're glad to support it. We're like a plug-in, you know, they could do this whole event, you know, the medical part is one part, and we're a plug-in where we're service only, we support only, and we're there to help in any way that we can.
And before we end, where can volunteers sign up?
Good one, Donald. They can go to rotaryready.com. So there's a general sign up, and there's also a sign up for any active. So if you went there right now, there you might still see Myrtle Beach up. I'm not sure, but so anybody can go to register. That doesn't mean you're automatically assigned to the current active vaccine site. It just means you're in the system. And if you see that there's Myrtle Beach and there's still openings, you can sign up for that. But going forward, you're going to see multiple listings of different events. But how it works now is, so let's say Columbia did open up, right, Mary? So let's say they opened up. We already have a site leader trained there. So that's good, but we need more. So a site leader is responsible for coordinating our plug-in efforts, you know, whatever we're going to do to help the parking, whatever it is, the site captain is the one who ensures we meet what we promised we would deliver, right? And do it in a professional way and make sure everyone's assigned, to make sure our volunteers are taken care of. That's a major role of a site, working liaise with anybody else, any other partners that may be there. So for instance, at the convention center, the site captain would have had to liaise with the convention center folks, the medical folks, any municipal folks there, police, fire, or anyone else, to make sure that the Rotarians are supporting them in a way that's desirable and needed, right? And so we need to train some folks on that, and some of the medical assisting too, that we do. Not that it's complicated, but you know, this is what you can do, this is what you can't do. One thing for sure, if you go to that's something that definitely public image is discouraged because of HIPAA regulation. So we're not going to promote, you're not going to see a lot of Facebook posts of any of us working at these sites and promoting it. But you know, we're there, and that's the way it is most of the time. Rotary's there, people of action, we do it. We don't expect any accolades or anything else for it, but so from a public image standpoint, we have to figure out a different way to let folks know that we're helping out with it.
Well, thank you, Pauline. Here's one thing I think we should add. I didn't hear it mentioned, but if someone is interested in volunteering, they have to volunteer the entire day. They just can't come for a period of the event, correct?
So currently, during our pilot programs, we have not allowed split shifts. And the reason for that is we don't really have a handle on it anyway. And so on the first day, right? So we're just trying to get orientated. Tomorrow's going to be another day. They're still making some logistical changes. And so, you know, we've got to make sure that we're there. And so the day currently has always been about 7.5 to 8 hours. In the beginning pilots, we didn't account for giving people breaks and things like that. We just were so eager to work, and we just, you know, did what we had to do. But now there's breaks built in too. So while it's like going to work 8 hours, right, and you're done. It's that sort of thing, and it will be that way at Myrtle Beach. Now, when they go to longer days, and once we've had experience in a place that we know we can plug in and not interrupt what they're doing by having people come and go, we may divide it by shifts. And we're not at that point yet because we haven't done any one place twice yet. So yes, right now it's 8 hours, and we have found ways to build in the breaks, the meals, and all that stuff. That's why we needed extra hands in Myrtle Beach for the volunteers. to make sure we can get breaks and things from during the day. And future will be able to create some sort of half day or some sort of, yeah, we just need someone for this time, that maybe 3 hours. We'll be able to figure that out better once we've repeated a spot. So we're looking forward to that.
Thank you, Pauline. Appreciate it. And those of you on here, thank you for joining. As Pauline mentioned, we are going to have a Rotary Ready update on next Monday's CWRAP at 11 o'clock. And as you can tell, it was a very small but mighty crowd today. So how about for next Monday, every one of us go out and tell 5 people. Come on, we can do it. Get 5 people on this Zoom call for Rotary Ready next Monday. All right. I'll conclude with the Rotary 4-way test. Of the things we think, say, or do, is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill or better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned? Have a wonderful Monday. Get out and enjoy that weather, Bob. It is 77 degrees right now in Myrtle Beach. I'm not sure what it is where you are, but it is 77 right now. Have a great week. See you next Monday.
See you guys. It's raining in Chesterfield, Toronto area.
And as I say every time, that's a wrap.